Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so today we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating blueprint for the modern digital archive. If you hear the word library and your brain immediately pictures dusty shelves, super quiet reading rooms, and just endless towering stacks of paper, well, it's definitely time to update that mental image. Today, we're looking at how information management is undergoing a radical, completely structural transformation. We are moving away from mere storage spaces and turning into these dynamic, highly connected digital hubs. And the best part? We've got a perfect roadmap to guide us through exactly how this happens. Our focus today actually stems from a specific workshop poster, and this was organized by the Cambodian Librarians Association and Camide Business School. Now, right off the bat, seeing those two institutional logos tells us something really important. This isn't just some theoretical tech talk. No, this is a major, highly practical shift in how educational and professional institutions are handling information today. They are actively out there training professionals to basically bridge the gap between traditional archiving and these massive cutting-edge digital ecosystems. To get a grip on this transformation, let's quickly run through our agenda. First, the Future-Ready Library. Second, Foundation, e-libraries. Third, research, Scopus collaboration mapping. Fourth, practice, AI and media literacy. And finally, number 5, unlocking digital innovation. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the Future-Ready Library, adopting the digital age. Think about it. The whole reason for this workshop is to contrast the old-school static library model with a totally new dynamic one. The traditional model is completely defined by physical boundaries, right? It's about how many heavy books can physically fit on a shelf or, hoping the front doors are actually unlocked when you desperately need a source at 2 a.m. The Future-Ready model, on the other hand, actively embraces the digital age. It's totally boundless, it operates 24/7, and it's built entirely on interconnected data rather than isolated physical objects. There's a subheadline on the poster that honestly serves as the perfect mission statement. It says, unlocking innovation and efficiency in the digital age. And that tells us that this whole digital adaptation, it isn't just about looking modern or buying some shiny new software just for the sake of it. It's completely about driving practical, operational upgrades. We're talking about making research faster, making data way more accessible, and basically making the entire institution run at peak efficiency. Moving right along to Section 2, Foundation, e-libraries, the digital infrastructure. So you really got to think of e-libraries not as a bonus feature, but as the ground floor. In the framework of this whole poster, e-libraries represent the absolute baseline digital infrastructure. It's what's completely necessary to support modern, instantaneous information access. Before any advanced, next-generation tools like AI or complex mapping can even be implemented, your data absolutely must exist in a digital format first. I mean, you literally cannot run a search algorithm on a physical piece of paper that's locked inside a filing cabinet. This whole modernization process basically requires 3 crucial steps. First up, the digitization of physical resources. Second, enabling instantaneous access to that information from absolutely anywhere. And third, acting as the prerequisite step for future innovation. By finally moving away from those physical stacks and paper records, this digital foundation is what truly unlocks the institutional efficiency we've been talking about. Okay, that brings us to Section 3, Research, Scopus Collaboration Mapping, Navigating the Information Ecosystem. If e-libraries are our raw data, Scopus Collaboration Mapping is basically the compass. It's defined as a methodical approach for visualizing and tracking academic connections and global research ecosystems. And honestly, including this very specific academic tool in the workshop suggests something really profound. It means future-ready libraries aren't just acting as massive, passive hard drives. They're active environments. They're literally mapping out how research, institutions, and individual researchers intersect on a global scale. And here is why this actually matters to the user. Mapping connections drives research efficiency. It's a total game changer. Imagine a researcher trying to find every single paper related to, say, a super specific niche of renewable energy. Instead of manually digging through thousands of disconnected journals, this mapping visually connects those complex academic collaborations. Institutions can radically streamline the research process, saving researchers countless hours and sparking new innovations simply by showing them exactly how the global conversation connects. Up next is Section 4, Practice, AI and Media Literacy, the Human-Technology Interface. On the source artwork, there's this really striking contemplative AI robot featured right alongside these sweeping digital wave lines. It's a fantastic visual metaphor. The robot is sitting there in a classic thinking pose, which really signifies that AI is being brought directly into the learning space. But not just as some quiet background processor. It's there as an active analytical participant in the modern library. But here's the absolutely crucial part. The workshop directly pairs AI technology with media literacy. This is such a vital comparison. AI technology, well, that's the immensely powerful tool, but media literacy, that is the human skill required to use it safely. Possessing these advanced generative tools requires equally advanced critical thinking skills, so you aren't just out there blindly trusting a hallucinating algorithm. You really have to know how to evaluate the information the AI is handing you. And that brings us to the actual application. The workshop highlights applied artificial intelligence alongside the critical evaluation of digital media. Oh, and definitely notice those two vital words at the very end of the poster's title, in practice. This clearly tells us that mastering this human technology interface is a very hands-on applied skill, rather than just some high-level theoretical chat. A truly future-ready library teaches you how to actually use the tool, not just about the tool. All right, final piece of the puzzle. Section 5, Unlocking Digital Innovation, Synthesizing the Pillars. The brilliant thing about this source material is just how incredibly logical the structure is. The title itself gives institutions a clear step-by-step progression to modernize. Step 1, establish your e-libraries to build that strong digital base. Step 2, utilize tools like Scopus mapping to intelligently track and visualize all that research data. And step 3, apply AI alongside strong media literacy so you can safely navigate and really leverage that digitized landscape. It is a complete ground-up roadmap. So the major takeaway from this whole explainer is exactly this. When pillars align, efficiency is unlocked. When these three distinct pillars, your digital infrastructure, your active research tracking, and your human critical literacy, when they all work together in perfect harmony, they finally deliver on that core promise printed right on the front of the poster. They unlock true digital innovation and incredible efficiency for every single person using the institution. As we wrap up this explainer today, I really want you to think about how this applies way beyond just the walls of a university or an institutional library. The principles from this workshop apply to every single one of us navigating the information age. So I'll leave you with this thought based on the poster's theme. Taking a good look at your own tools, your own digital organization, and your own media literacy. How are you building your own future-ready framework to unlock efficiency in your digital practices today? Thanks so much for joining me, and keep exploring.